All right, the Wild and the Blues. And again, this one came down to the final night of the regular season to determine who was going to have home ice advantage in this round number one. In the end, it goes to the Minnesota Wild, despite St. Louis taking all three in the 3 games they faced Minnesota in the regular season. Of all the matchups that we have, both East and West, it feels like everybody you talk to, this one might be the closest.
Yeah.
Coin toss for you guys?
Coin toss. I'm pumped. I'm going to be doing this first games 1 and 2 of this series. And I'm telling you, this is going to be probably the best series in not only in our league, but I'd say of all the big 4 sports in terms of first round. It's that close. These teams are both stacked. They're great sports cities. There's so much star power in this matchup.
Both going in on highs. They've played so good the last 2 months.
Totally. No question. And I also would say, and we said this on the desk last night, J-Mo, I think it's important that Minnie gets home ice.
And they got it.
And I think that could certainly bode well for them because St. Louis still has a lot of those pieces, Dano, that won the cup. They've got the experience. So I think home ice can help benefit the Minnesota Wild here.
Couldn't agree more. I think it was very important for the Wild to get home ice in as tightly contested series that we are anticipating here. The Blues are a deep, well-balanced team. They rely on everybody. It doesn't need to be just one guy. Minnesota, very similar, but they got a little more flair with Kaprizov, although a lot of those Blues forwards have had terrific seasons. May come down to goaltending, guys, in this series, as we say so often in matchups. But this one, we feel is that close that, for me, maybe the goaltending is going to be the difference in who wins this series, or maybe a Game 7 at home for the Minnesota Wild could be a difference as well.
And of all the series, the goaltending may be the biggest question mark in this one because you have MarcAndre Fleury, Cam Talbot for Minnesota. On the flip side, you have Ville Husso and the Stanley Cup winner in Jordan Binnington for St. Louis. Is this a series we may see all 4 goalies in the course of 7 games?
Potential, and I think that speaks to the depth and the options that both coaches have. Starting with head coach Berube, you've got Jordan Binnington that's brought you there, that's done it there and helped them win that Stanley Cup on the road. Okay, he's been really good down the stretch. And then you have Ville Husso, who's been excellent this year in general. So you've got 2 really good options, including, as I said, Jordan Binnington, the man that helped bring them to win that Stanley Cup in Boston. So they're very loaded. It's options. That's a great thing to have if you're
Who are you starting?
If I'm starting, I'm starting. Yes, if I'm Craig Berube, I'm going with Jordan Binnington for the reason that he played well down the stretch. He also has helped them so much on that road to the Stanley Cup. He did such a great job. They won on the road, Game 7 in Boston. There's something to be said, and the bigger the games, the bigger Jordan Binnington has played.
Yeah, been there, done that.
Been there, done that. He has the blueprint. Now, I would also say this, and that's no slight to Ville Husso, because Husso's been amazing all year. So credit to Husso. But as of now, I would start with Jordan Binnington just based on him having the playoff experience. That'd be me. What about you, though, Dano?
I agree from the standpoint that experience, and it kind of sets up well if for some reason, I know it's been an up and down year for Binnington, but he's getting it going at the right time.
Totally is.
He's won a Stanley Cup. But look, we've said it many, many times. Jordan Binnington was the reason the Blues even got back into the hunt and ended up winning the Stanley Cup playoffs a few years ago, or winning the Stanley Cup championship. Then you can put Husso in if something goes a little bit awry because he's ready. He wants the opportunity. He'll be hungry. He's had a real solid season. We know that. It's a pretty good problem to have for the St. Louis Blues. You got 2 good goaltenders all season long. Now Binnington really finding his stride at the right time.
Yeah. I'm going to put him on the hot seat.
Yeah, do it.
Minnesota.
Take your time with it.
Starting if you're the Wild.
Oh boy.
You trade for Fleury, which fuels Cam Talbot. Both have played great down the stretch.
What do you got,
Dano?
Dano?
What do you go with, Dano?
Come on.
This one's really
Don't be Stallone on us here tonight.
Really
Let
difficult.
us know what you have. What do you got?
MarcAndre Fleury. We start with MarcAndre Fleury, regardless how well Talbot has played, and he's been their guy all season long. You went out and got him for a reason. He's getting near the end of his career here at Week C, but a guy that has done it in the playoffs, has won cups, knows what it takes. And then you've got Talbot as option 1A, just in case things don't go the way you want. And so often, you usually want to use one guy, but nowadays it seems that you need 2 guys possibly to go 4 grueling rounds, and they may need both guys. I happen to believe both guys are going to see some playoff time. I just feel that's what it's going to be for the Minnesota Wild. Probably start MarcAndre Fleury, but it is a very difficult decision. I'm very curious and intrigued who they start Game 1.
And the reason why it is a difficult decision is how well Cam Talbot's played all year.
Right.
And he was an all-star this year. and he's been sizzling down the stretch. So certainly it's closed the gap, and that's a great situation for the Minnesota Wild, as I said, for the St. Louis Blues. So if you're head coach Dean Evason, you've got a future Hall of Famer, Marc-Andre Fleury, who's is he 8-2-1 or whatever it is there since he's gone to Mini. And Cam Talbot, there we go, 8-2-0, and Cam Talbot's been incredible down the stretch. So it's a great situation. I echo this for both teams. It's a great situation knowing that at a moment's notice, you can make whatever adjustment you want, knowing that you have two guys on both clubs that can get the job done.
I don't think you can go wrong if you're the Minnesota Wild, whoever you start. I'm not saying one or the other. I'm just giving my educated guess.
Exactly, mine too. I echo that. I think it's the Flower, but they're set up well. They're set up exceptionally well. 3-time Cup champ, third winningest goalie all time, and you have Cam Talbot, who's been excellent all year and is an all-star. Yeah. So either way, they're cooking with gas.
Yeah, Bill Guerin said at the trade deadline when he got Marc-Andre Fleury, he said he's not competing against Cam Talbot, he's competing with Cam Talbot.
Sure,
and
exactly.
It's just a two-horse race, those guys pushing each other to be their best. Yep. We'll see who starts for both these teams coming up in game number 1.